Okay, madam.
It's so much great to see the works that we've done to transform, to really take up our young local skilled members of the society and really bringing them up at the level where we are. It's it's really an honor to see the works done by the Brawl consortium through their partnership. I think Black Business on their side, they've played a huge role. And throughout the presentation of the TFM, to see the weekly slides that are done by Fusi, and the pictures, they really demonstrate the success where we are heading. So I would like to request that we still push more, see more numbers. There's still very much two and a half years. Is it 2.5 years? It's two. I'm sad. It's coming closer and closer. It should actually go on. You know, I mean, that's the purpose of, you know, having the TFM around, is to really go on. And I mean, this is the first of its kind. So well done to the team once more. I think the team that are handling the EPWP, and let's keep it up. Hey? Thank you. Anyone would like to add? Our leadership is happy. Leadership from the end user client, are you happy?
No, I'm happy, Chairperson. I must say.
Let's also hope they also give you coffee after work as well. Just to warm up yourself. Okay. Okay. What's the next slide, colleagues? I expected Nora would be the first to respond. I knew she would respond first. When I said she's just eager to make it a point. Colleagues, we should stay to general. I think there's happiness all across. And I'll start with yourself, Sadiq.
Happiness on my side.
You happiness from your side. Sonia? Thank you, Sonia. Eflam?
All good, Chair. Thank you.
Mr. Before and after pictures, I didn't see anything today. I didn't see anything today. I'm hoping to see, let's be consistent. Whatever we do on the other, we'll work on that. Okay, let's work on that. So that, I'm just saying, remember the remarks. Remember the remarks from our end user client yesterday. How excited she was. How excited she was on the before and the after pictures on the website. So let's continue with the consistency and take it from there. We'll do that, eh?
Yeah.
Richard?
I just want to thank the people that were helping last week over the weekend.
What does that mean?
That you were here trying to assist to whatever that. Everybody that took part last week for the whole game, I just want to say thanks for that.
Thank you so much. I think those people are again. Just
Just mention the team here.
It's important that if they're outside, I'm hoping that they will be here. Guys, good.
Managed to catch. I just left him something.
Can I go and finish my leave? teacher every page I'm doing my initials.
Yeah. Hey, Joe. I think he broke in the hand. Just go for project management.
Morning, everybody. Morning, quiet, please. Can we be quiet? We need to do the rehearsal. Can you be seated? What we are going to do, we're going to take you through a rehearsal. How are we going to accept our certificate? So you need to know how you're going to do your handshake. So we are going to call your name, and when we call your name, you'll be coming from this way. Don't come this side. You come this way. Our executive will be here. We will be receiving your certificate. You do your handshake, and our media guy, they will demonstrate to you. So he's going to call my name. I will come here, we'll show you, and where to face for camera. Okay.
Okay, guys. The camera, the main camera is going to be sitting there, and then there's going to be another one that's rolling. So when they call out your name, you're gonna walk from that side, and then once you get the handshake, obviously you will have to, together with whoever that's going to be giving you the okay, together with the person that's going to be giving you the handshake, you're gonna look at the camera, and then obviously when you get your certification, you're gonna let me just give a second. Let's say this is a certificate. You're gonna show your certificate to the camera, the main camera that will be sitting there. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
So the other thing, it will demonstrate to you. I get a handshake, due to COVID. So Gabi, Itumpa is coming, Water. Executive, but about 2, 3. So about 2, when I was in some hard. What I may become, certificates are hard. Or certificates are hard. Then you do this, show how you go. That's the photo. Photo camera, you can check it. You face there, you take your picture, you bow, you take your certificates. Go back to your seat. Sure. So and then the other thing, what we're going to do, we're going to call maybe 10 of you first. According to rows. You come and register quick. So that the order. Row 1, then the social distancing, maybe 10. So hare thaw mare bitsa re Victor Makhoa wa ta out back Mama Joyce Mashilo sharp. Do you agree, Sharp. For now, everybody, let's start with this row. Come and register so that we make sure that you get your certificates. So you come, first row, come this way.
First row affiliates are here. So we have 4 people in the first row. But can you please just move forward? Let's start first round. Can we fill all the chairs in front before we all move to the back? Please.
Social distancing.
No, we've got open seats. Like when you see, they say the chairs are written, do not sit here. But we can't have 7 seats in front and they open. Because, like for example, here's an open space. It doesn't help because we need to fill up these spaces in front. And first row, by the way, this first line is for people who did project management. Then from here, so around corner again, because we've got seats here. Don't force what we are, whereas we've got open seats. Social distancing, it's there. So we're still on the first row. Trust. If please come first row.
That is Tom as well. That is Tom. I thought you were taking a picture.
Oh, he's standing there.
The registration body regulates is zero. These are the mandatory training courses to be registered. They have an MOU between them. This one is 8 days, this one is 4 days. But there is an element of workplace activities on the portfolio members. But we don't provide that, we only give training and the trying to assist. But they are fully accredited. We employ the assessors, the moderators, and paperwork like this from Sasita for every student. But it all works, yeah.
Yeah, no, we go through the Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, but it is one of the
immobile clinic. As a site, if you have a building,
So can I come in and test my blood pressure? Yes.
at the moment, yes.
What you guys? You can give me a test.
Medical services for pre-employment for before you employ any the periodic and the employee so that we can for pre-employment we have a baseline on the employee came before you apply when
Do you have? No problem, it's fine.
is to have a clinic on site.
Yes.
In case while you have a headache, while on duty, you can just come for consult and get a Panadol. Unlike going for the doctor, you stay your
You need to change on site.
to get on site. And with the wellness program, it's basically what we are doing. Take your blood pressure, your pulse, your height, your weight, and so that we can advise you accordingly. That's not
well, I'm not a This is where project guys they must involve this in every project we have, not just on the construction side, but general from the FM, because we deal with a high level construction stuff. You know, but it's well done.
It's one game.
So first of all, we have riches and tradition. Second row, we have so if you know you sit today,
and it helps very absolutely
Environment. But if that's good.
No, Baba, last one.
Yeah.
For our youth, NYDA, from funding
the NYDA, you are now electing a new leadership as a new board. Okay.
Talk about that all the time of market dancing. Maybe having to discuss that all the time. We should be focusing across the and not saying, why can't
So what is your plan? What's your plan for the coming? For the current status for the coming year, what's your plan as the NYDA?
Well, we young people, where they want to be businesses, where they want to gain skills, where they want employment. So what we do is assess them based on what they need, where they want to employment, and we take them to programs that will enable them to be employed. For instance, we've got job preparedness programs where we convene a group of people, young people, and then we tell them, we train them on how to be employed, drafting CVs, getting ready for the interviews, what things that they should look at, when they go for interview and stuff. And also we have with the SAU, where we encourage them to then register their CVs there, where they can then be exposed to around. And then in terms of businesses, we also assess them individual needs. When just have a business idea in the university, not even have it. And then what are the things that you need to look at? What are the government regulations that come out? So we expose them to all the things that are relevant in that business that we want to start. We train them. Once we've done that, also, not going to the businesses, we then train now on how to manage the different businesses. Because not everybody can manage a business. We can give them funds, but if they can't manage the actual business. So we take them through the business management training, which is about 2 weeks, where we expose them to all the elements, whether it's financials, how do you keep your books in order, and everything like that. So once we've done that, we also take them through now to the business registration itself. Get a CK, all those things for the business, and then after that, we then take them into if they have business now, but they don't know, for instance, take an example, how do I market my business? Then draft them the marketing strategies that are suitable for that kind of business. Because not all businesses use the same approach.
Thank you.
So these young graduates who sort of benefit.
They want to be in business or they want to be employed. And also benefit. For example, we've got also a national service program where they can volunteer their skills when they need and something they give back to their all those programs, we assess it based on Of course, there's a lot of challenges.
What's happening? You are the supplier. Good, because we gave them a big project here. And I'd like to get you involved with the other TSN projects that we have. In the sense that I will just have to try and introduce you guys to the other contractors that we have on board. I think for us to transform you and get you up on board, it would be great ideal to have you to be part of the TSN. TSN is total facilities management, you know, and I greatly, I guys from previous disadvantage, it's an opportunity. Listen, the likes of you guys, I mean, this is fantastic. I'm liking this. Yeah.
What we did as Brawl consortium, this is we call suppliers. So on our report, the government is our suppliers. Now manufacturing the paint. So for our supplier development, one of them is
excellent.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Thanks, guys.
It's
a media house. Oh.
And after the graduation,
yeah,
there will be some few interviews inside here.
Oh.
After.
Okay.
So this is our media house.
Yeah.
Media house.
Especially the young ones, you know,
Oh,
Is this the one room that was painted by the guys?
Yes.
Very good.
No, it is.
Very good. Look, that's why they don't even need the camera guys those bright things, because it's already bright.
It's already bright.
It's already bright. So it's well done by the painting guys. Look at this.
Oh, yes. On it.
Excellent. Okay.
You can stand here. Yeah.
Come on, I go to the platform. I will fair. This is the future. It's bringing the new setup in South Africa, the new form of empowerment. FM is a tool of community alleviation.
Absolutely. Yeah. We are really transforming. I think looking at Pretoria now, we are transforming, yes. And that's very good. It's, 2 more years. We'll see brighter days. We'll see brighter days.
Now we go to the next one.
Okay.
Madam Chair.
I never knows because there's a certificate in England.
Collaborate with them as we develop SMEs in construction, anything that you can think of facility management. So the construction incubator will be on board with the Brawl consortium.
I'm so happy that I see ladies. It's gonna be much. So there's nothing stopping us.
Is it?
Yes.
So
our CEO is also a lady. She's coming. She's gonna be
I'm heated up, but I didn't expect it. Yeah. What is the other?
Yeah. This college, Brawl consortium, has developed these young people up to the stage where they college. It's opening next year, so we're looking forward from your side to these young people to go and register.
Yes. Is it not a professional architectural, or is it the start basic what is heading to professional registration of architecture? Yes.
So, but basically what we're focusing on software training. So we're focusing on the technical side. eventually they will start developing into for now, we're just looking at the sourcing, tackle the profession itself.
As an institution, I also registered with the also.
In terms of accreditation, South African accreditation, they're still working on that. They haven't international accreditation. So we can start working with them. So in terms of South African standards, we're helping them as Brawl consortium to build up all those programs.
So you open it up next year, eh?
January, give us the results, be ready. You know what I asked them? They will help them as business advisors. Business turnaround. They do coaching, they do accounting, payroll and taxation. SME is the mentorship you are after. Is a CA by qualification.
Okay,
my name is Precious. Because I realized that a lot of small businesses, they cannot because they don't know what they can do. Their expertise, they're very good at what they can do, but they don't know. No one teaches them how to run a business. So there's a huge problem. And then even when they for instance, they don't know like the critical basics of business, right? Either like running your own business, like financial management, which is just basic. They don't need to be experts. They need to just use their understanding. Like for instance, you listen to them say, I made a profit. They invest 10,000 rand, they collect 10,000, then they say they've made a profit. So that's in a separation. This is your turnover. It's not in profit. You have to check your profits and your time. So just if I can do this, even if I support one person, at least they can understand. And like when you listen to them, so what we've done is we say, it's their business. And then when they were coming here, I was asking, so what is the plan? They tell me, oh, yes, I want to know. And I said, no, not all businesses. There's so many approaches. So these are some of the examples.
Yes.
So, for instance, you can go and train more if you want to learn more, or you can go to entrepreneurship. And I said, because of COVID, what I would encourage is for you to think differently. Because people are getting trained. So, how can you...
But you eat as well.
Exactly. So, at least if you're thinking, you're creating jobs. So, I started with people that I've got other consultants that I use. But if I was looking for employment, when I was being employed, it was just me and they wouldn't have anything to do. But now I've got other people that are also benefiting from it. So
I'll have that. Absolutely. Thank you so much, eh? And all the best. I think we are also here.
Yes, sir. I presented leadership.
Yo, it's been a long time, eh? Sure. It's taking so much time. I have to be honest with you.
The aircon must work, otherwise we're gonna...
All the good things. Oh, I mean, this guy is
These are the last row.
Good morning, viewers. They're still rehearsing and taking down the names. We're about to stop the live stream now up until the main service starts at 11:30. Thank you.
These are key courses that we need to come up. Then all our vendors will control the information. But so you'll be very
while they are on the and then what is the wellness program whenever we check the device society, you have them always have with your consent, check your blood pressure, your height and your weight in order to identify even the COVID-19 protocol we assess weight health assessment, then we provided protocols for them.
And were you based in Victoria or were you?
Victoria, insurance and Cress.
And you worked a lot of time there?
We work nationally. We are national. If you need us,
this is some good stuff. You said it is a good stuff. No, it's a lovely product.
Yes. It's inside our mobile. Everything is in there. We just
Chapters? Why is all of it?
Great stuff. Great stuff.
Good, lovely stuff. Yes. Nice. Yeah, that's fine. No, thank you. Wow.
We've got NYDA.
But I don't think they would change or didn't change, I'm not sure.
No, it's still there. Only the board.
I know you said there was changes on the way. How's your board? Hello, welcome. Hello, how are you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Great.
Bruce is in his element, oh, you have Stevens?
Yes. Atia. This is the demo room.
I'm fine, thanks. We just want to take you a nice picture.
Is the media
kindly stand here for us.
You guys. Is it necessary?
Yes.
Then I need friends with me.
Yeah.
For yours, we're gonna need you to remove the mask.
Hey, but I'm old. The mask is good. I'm not too young, guys.
Yes.
Paparazzi. Now it's a better photo, guys. But I put my mask on.
Really? From our taxi industry. Empowering the society is
You're moving the society.
yes, we're changing
You move.
I remember I went sustainability.
Sustainability means you're going to look at money.
Yeah. Yes. No. Supply development. Next door. Yes.
What do you charge per square meter to make?
Yes.
That's the question.
That's the question.
I've just submitted a tender yesterday at Cape Town.
The cheapest I would do for you. No, what you can say, I'll give any price that you bring to me.
So you know what happened? You know what happened? It was interesting that you said, no, I think this was your video. So they used to make 45
Just 2 minutes. Can you just explain it to
Hello, how are you?
I said,
Our mentorship is typical Our CEO is yeah, our CEO is
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, guys.
Thank you, everybody. We are about to start. Can we be seated? Okay, outside the restaurant. Can we all come inside? We are about to start. Our MC is coming over. Going to anoint this place with your tranquil, with your honor, with your respect. So I should think and suspect that everybody is in. Can you please switch off your phone? Over to our MC, who is going to give you a little brief. So can we please be quiet?
We have copies of the program. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I have the honor to preside for a few minutes over the proceedings of this August event this morning. Before we go very far, let me call upon the Managing Director of the organization, Mr. Makoba, to open for us with a prayer.
As everybody is sitting down, this is a critical moment to invite our Almighty. We're inviting the Holy Spirit to be in this place. The prayer is on. Father Lord, in the mighty name of Jesus, in your presence, where wisdom sits, where knowledge is, we pray. We'd like to thank you, O Lord. You have taken us through the programs. You have given us the strength to transfer the skills, to train your minds, to transform mankind. Father Lord, we still invite you again. This is your program. Let it run smoothly. Father Lord, as your kids, your children, your learners, Father Lord, our managers, our leaders, our executive, as they are here to honor us, O Lord, bless them. As you have taken them through the roads, take them through again this program. Bless each and every soul that is in this place. In the mighty name of Jesus, I pray. Everybody say amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor for me to be addressing you this morning and to welcome you to this August occasion. Today is the graduation ceremony of all the people who are seated out there, and we are happy that they are graduating in with various certificates, various programs that we have before us. But before I can go very far, let me take this opportunity to welcome the people who are sitting out here in front of us. In front of us, we have got officials of Brawl, officials of the business organization. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate the presence of all of you here. The Chief Executive Officer, the big man himself, Mr. Malcolm. Thank you very much for gracing this occasion. Now these people see, You know, if there is a white man in an occasion, they think this is a very good occasion, you know. So thank you very much for doing that. Thank you very much for doing that, you know. The president of the Black Business Council, thank you very much, sir, for being present. And they have also got senior executives of Brawl, our lady here. We're happy that everybody is here today. So thank you very much. And the most important people without whom this occasion cannot take place is yourselves. So we are happy that you are here to grace this occasion and to show us that it is important. We're happy about your presence here, and we hope that your families, where they are right now, they are slaughtering goats, they are slaughtering sheep and chickens, because there's going to be a party when you go back, not so. We shall try to come to each and every family, because there is alcohol, you know, and Cyril is going to cancel it very soon. So we must come and take Mufaho for before they introduce lockdown number 4. The virus is coming back very strongly. So I will be at your homes this evening and tomorrow to come and make a collection. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your presence here. And we hope that the certificates you are going to get, they don't just represent certification, but they represent the skill and the knowledge that you have picked up from the training, which comes through the kind obligation of Brawl and Associates, that they must skill you, they must give you something that will make it possible for you not only to get a job, but also to start a company of your own, and the Brawl consortium, that you must be able to form your own company, and that company must participate in the economic activities of this country. So if you go and read the Constitution, section 217 of the Constitution, subsection 1A, it says, that particular section in the Constitution, the economic activities of the country must be specifically zoomed in on the previously historically disadvantaged communities, so that they also, we can improve their socio-economic standing. So with this certificate that you are getting, we are hoping that you'll be able to get a job or to start a company and provide a service to other people, and this will improve your socio-economic standing. You'll be able to look after your family, to contribute economically to the well-being of your family, and that you yourself also, you'll begin to grow economically and participate in the economic activities of the country. So this is not a small thing that is happening here today. It's a huge thing which will have an impact on your life and the lives of the families that you represent out here. But enough talk. Let's get on with the program. I'm sure that Mr. Makoba here will make other announcements as to how we are going to proceed so that we can be able to start with the work.
Thank you very much. We are going to start to get an address from the Development Bank of South Africa. So we would like to make sure that you are encouraged, you are inspired. Be inspired. Big organizations are here. Remember, me and you, we are from the streets. We are from the doldrums. Now, when we bring big organizations, our main key objective is not to tick a box. We are here to inspire you. Black, young person aspiration. So we do have our executive from the Development Bank of South Africa. He would like to give you some few words. He is Mr. Solumko Kambi. Can you please clap hands for him? Hey man, those hands are not enough. We need money.
Greetings to everyone. I wish to be an executive, but I'll strive to become one. My name is Solumko Kambi. I'm the project manager for this program. And as Mr. Vusi has indicated, I'm from the Development Bank of Southern Africa. We are the implementer for this project. So I'm not really a public speaker though, but I'll try to interact with everyone. So it's been over a year, I think, since we've started. And I must make mention also to send our gratitude to our client, which is the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure, and who have offered us an opportunity to take on this project. It is a 3-year project, so I'm hoping to see a lot of your faces now that you've graduated. So the idea, obviously, to see this kind of transformation, I'm honored to see such young people. You know, I see a lot of women. In fact, it's a fantastic thing to see. So, relatively, colleagues, without having to say much, look, I think the team from Brawl Consortium, it's a well done. DBSA is very much proud and to where we are right now. No one really anticipated us getting at this stage, but I think through the collaborations and everyone's effort into the project, I can say that we are really making ground. We are successful where we are, and as DBSA, we want to do more of this program. And we want to see more of the faces. We want to see you as learners to get into the job place, and so that you maintain, and that the idea is for you to continue, whether you become a person or to be part and parcel of this project. It is a fantastic project which is led by a highly skilled organization such as Brawl Consortium, and I'm proud to be associated with them. So everyone, thank you so much, and thanks. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker is an old friend of this organization and part and parcel of the Brawl Consortium, Mr. Paul Kole. He is just the past president of the BBCBE, and that is one of the organizations that has partnered with Brawl in order to make all these things possible. Mr. Kole, please.
Thank you, Chair. Thanks, colleagues. I'm not going to say much, except to say congratulations to the graduates. And as the Chair was saying, in our tradition, after the graduations, we're going to have, big parties. So I think some of us will come and see you. We are very happy to be part and parcel of this project, together with JM Cress and Brawl, Malcolm, our colleague, and of course our CEO. We've got a woman CEO, so those ladies out there, you've got a chance. So, yeah, Nizomvu, she's going to Uzobeg, a few words, and we really want to also thank our client, Silumko from DBSA, and his client or our user client, Public Works. I'm not too sure if they're here. And, all the team that has been doing such a wonderful job. And of course, our community leaders. I don't see Ndate Victor. Hey, Bravik, I am very suited today. So I think you must be very happy with what is happening today. And we hope that we can take this experience in all other projects that we do, so that we don't want to be forced by legislation. We go into a community and we make sure that we can create such opportunities. So BBCBE, we are a group of contractors. We've got professionals, architects, quant surveyors, you name it. So you'll see if you look at our website, we'll definitely be wanting to welcome some of you to the BBC. I've got the chairperson of the BBCBE youth here, and that Refilo is an engineer. Where is he? Oh, there he is. So there's a chairperson of the BBCBE youth, where we basically then create all these opportunities. So from us, we say thank you very much, and congratulations and well done. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kole, our president. Our past president, Mr. Kole, with his IP and a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom. Some of our learners here are being incubated by him to become professionals, to become registered professionals. So you are at the right place. Anyone, every one of you who needs to be mentored and incubated, we do have our stalwarts here. So our next speaker is Mr. Malcolm Horn, who is our group CEO of Brawl. He is going to introduce the Brawl consortium. How is the Brawl consortium formed? Who are we? What is our vision? What is our mission? But however, let me not take the words out of his mouth. So shall everybody clap their hands for Mr. Malcolm?
Thank you, Vusi. I suddenly got my brief from a second ago. But good morning, everyone, and it's so good to be here. It's good to be in a room with youth, with hope, with what lies ahead for tomorrow, and a lot of optimism. So, and thanks to the organizers for putting today together. So the Brawl consortium is a group of 3 different companies, which we created because we all came together with a similar vision. A vision to make a difference, a vision to transforming the economy. And yes, you joked about me standing here and looked a little bit out in this room, but I'm very comfortable with that because we've actually forged good relationships, good intent, and what we do is with good heart. So I'll introduce you to the Brawl consortium members. We have Cress. Jacob is here. So he's the owner and CEO of Cress. And then, of course, you met Paul, on behalf of BBCBE, and the 3 of us have come together in a company. There's no majority stake in the company. We are equal partners basically in the company, and we work the company on good sound principles of how to forge skills development, how to do non-traditional delivering of services by creating new incubated businesses, business hubs, business units, because we really believe our purpose is not about property, it's about creating employment and sustainability. Just within the Brawl context, and I think Jacob will talk about his own later, I mean, we've created 1,700 odd small SMMEs, which employ about 25,000 people, and we really support them with giving them work and contracts, and it sort of sits at the ethos of our business to try and empower local skills. And this was a very interesting journey when and Victor is sitting there, when I first came here, and suddenly we had the meeting with Victor, and it was a very enlightening one, but it's been a great journey. And I must say, thanks to the DBSA, thanks to DPWI, it's been a very embracing and powerful journey, I think, for all of the partners. That we can stand here today, and it's not for me to make speeches today, because today is actually about you. And I thought, what do I say to a group of young, energetic guys? And I thought, let me go back to Usain Bolt and give you a little quote what he said. And he said, easy is not an option. And I'm sure you all experienced that easy is not an option. There were no days off. Never quit. Be fearless. Talent you have, and it comes naturally. But skill is only developed by hours and hours of long work. And I think you're sitting here today because you put the effort in. You've put a lot of work and skill and effort in. Now you've come to this point today where you can start reaping the rewards. But it's by no means the end of your journey. I think it's just the beginning of a most exciting journey, a journey where hopefully your dreams and your aspirations can become a reality. So from our side, from Brawl's side, just a hearty congratulations today. A big thanks to our clients who have afforded us the opportunity not only to partner with new partners, but to make an impact and a difference in a country that we all love so dearly. So thank you very much, and congratulations. And I didn't receive any invites to your party or after parties. I feel a little bit offended, but I hope you enjoy them.
Thank you very much, Mr. Malcolm, for those kind words. Our next speaker is a member of the Brawl consortium, a director actually, Mr. Jacob Molefe.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jacob Molefe. I'm the founder and CEO of Cress, which is a facilities management company. I'm here with my colleague, co-director Molly Gallant. who's working with us to champion and build a specific company. I'm excited here today to see many of you, graduating today, because what it means is that you now have the skills, you have almost the right to be at the table, and I think that's always very important. We are an emerging facilities management company. When you're an emerging company, it means that you have a potential to grow. And one of our biggest challenges is that we find that you have a lot of young people that need work. However, the problem is always, skill sets. And sometimes people have skills, but you don't have it in paper. So today I think it's a very important day because now we can convert the skill that you've learned through our skills program into paper. And that for us, I think collectively, Cress, BBCBE, and Brawl affords us at least an opportunity to have a pool of artisans and skilled people that we can employ in our businesses. We operate in, interesting enough, the infrastructure space. And we know within the South African context, the infrastructure space is that needs a lot of work. I mean, potholes, you name it. There's a whole lot of problems around infrastructure, okay? And when we are associated with the likes of Public Works and DBSA, as our clients, they're affording us an opportunity, one, to continue to build this infrastructure that we need, okay? But you can only do that at the back of great skills. So I want to encourage you that you are in the right space because there is a great need to get our infrastructure to a particular level. And we're hoping, talking to our client, that we continue with these kind of collaboration between private sector and public sector in the, improvement of the infrastructure, because only through that can we employ the likes of yourselves and hopefully deal with our biggest problem of a high unemployment rate. I think within the youth we're talking of in excess of 40% unemployment rate. So today is a very important moment, okay? And I also want to encourage you to say, look, there are different ways of contributing. You can contribute by actually being employees and looking for work, but because the kind of skills that you have, it's a technical skills. Also do bear in mind that there are a whole lot of opportunities in which you can create your own businesses, because it is small businesses, in fact, that are the greatest employer in this country. So I want to encourage you also to say, think of different ways of participating in employment, creating your own business and so on. So I think with those words, I just want to say to all of you, congratulations. This is a start, as Malcolm rightly said. I mean, during our days, we used to be what they call apprenticeship. We used to go through a whole lot of apprenticeship programs. So this is a start of a long journey, and if you put your effort and your mind to it, success is possible. I thank you.
Our next speaker, who's going to make an input on the program, is a representative of the National Development Agency. Please come to the fore.
Good afternoon. How are you? Oh, well, 5 minutes to the afternoon, right? It's been a long day for me. Good afternoon to everyone, distinguished guests and all the speakers present, and apologies for just rushing in, and I believe our colleague came in here a bit earlier to set up and, and be with you. As the NYDA, we are excited, firstly, to be with yourselves here. Introducing myself, I'm Nonzikelelo Makaola, and I'm the Senior Manager responsible for National Youth Service. And I know that might resonate very well with you, National Youth Service, the program that speaks to social cohesion, nation building, and most importantly, volunteerism. and whilst also gathering skills, gaining skills through the programs that you do. And how many of you, just before I start with my speech, how many of you have volunteered outside of any program? Let me see, just by raising of hands. A few of us, right? Okay. I'm a product of volunteerism and training. So I understand what it means to be a beneficiary of being part of service. That's how I eventually got a job. Do you remember the World Cup? I was one of the volunteers. I started off in 2009. We volunteered without being paid, and then eventually in 2010 we were paid volunteers, but a small stipend. But that, for me, was a door that opened many opportunities for me. And eventually seeing myself graduating, gathering skills, graduating from, obviously, the studies in economics and finance, and then eventually project management, and then I later joined the work platforms. But what you are here today, the step that you have taken, or the journey thus far for you today, you should know that it's a step forward to many doors opening for you. Let me tell you why, and let me link this up to what the NYDA is about and what we do, which is what I'm here to really maybe tell you about. So the NYDA, obviously many years ago, was a measure between two institutions, Umsobovu and the National Youth Commission. And we saw that the two mandates, should come together and for us to deliver products specifically for young people. And some of those products speaks to economic development, which is economic participation. So we offer grants for young people and business development services. So this includes financial and non-financial services. Sorry, it's important for me to mention these things because it's information that people would not necessarily, have access to. So we've got the grant program and we've offered non-financial services. So what we do, we understand that not all of us will be able to knock at a door somewhere. As you're graduating today, the skills that you have, some of you might not, in actual fact with the stats that we have in the country, 80% of you will not get a job. That's a fact. So how do you then utilize the skills that you have for you to be able to do something? We need plumbers in our communities. We need welders. All these other skills that you might be having, we need them. So we assist you to draw a business plan as to how you will do that. We link you up with CIPC for you to register the company so that you operate as a legal entity to generate profit and money. We don't stop there. We say, okay, you need the tools for you to be able to do the plumbing. So we offer you funding, which is the grant, money that you don't pay back, to buy you the tools that you need for you to do the necessary work that you need to do. Then you go out there and work. We don't stop there. We come back and link you up with mentors, people that are passionate about the field that you're in, people that would want to contribute, that are experienced, that will mentor you throughout your journey. But we also understand that, as I said, 80% of you might not get, employment. We also understand that there are companies that need people who are highly skilled, who have certain, NQF requirements and all of that. So we do partnerships for learnerships and apprenticeships with CETAs to take young people through there and place them in, different companies. We also understand that after all of that is done, there is someone like me who have tried the entrepreneurship and all of that. Then we say, take time to volunteer, because there's this thing about 1, 2 years, 5 years experience that is required. But how do you gain that experience without you actually being working? Volunteer. You do service using the skills that you gained. And that is what I'm doing. So we get young people who are passionate in different things and who are talented in different aspects, and we've got different skills, and we pair them, we put them in communities. After them serving not a minimum of 16 hours per week, and then you get a certificate to say, Bongane has participated in a service program offering his time to do in the War on Leaks program. When you go to apply for a job, that puts you at a better position than someone who has not worked anyway. You gain experience in terms of being disciplined, in terms of you participating. So I'm here to say to you, congratulations, and the journey starts now. You know, the hard work and the sleepless nights that you've had and everything that has happened, that was just a drop in an ocean. Now you need to be deliberate about how you utilize the skills that you would have gained. And as the NYDA, we are available in terms of the pathway management to take you through the relevant sectors that will be relevant for you. With those few words, allow me to sit down. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We are highly honored to have NYDA. We also want to thank BBCBE Youth Chamber, which has ensured that we have NYDA in our presence. We have NYDA to come and inspire us. On our media group, on behalf of NYDA, this media group that you see, these young people that we see, we have developed them. We have also made sure that NYDA is funding one of them. So we've got close to 250,000 rand that was given to the media group. Can we clap their hands for that? So our young guys, they've been assisted to buy some of the equipment. And as Brawl consortium, we also have a need of this particular kind of service to come and take pictures, videos, so they are on board. You yourself sitting down there, do not despair. There are so many opportunities. Mr. MC, over to you. I just wanted to allude to what NYDA is doing to our young people. I thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much for all the people who have spoken so far. Now, we're going to call the last speaker before we go to the actual ceremony of handing out the certificates. The last speaker that we are calling is a very important person, and I will take about 2 minutes in order to introduce them. He is the president of the SRC of this group of people that you see seated here. Mr. Chief Executive Officer, there is somebody who's going to stand up right now. He is the most well-dressed person in this hall at this minute. And the Chief Executive Officer will tell you, when they are out there in their big meetings and they are speaking big English, if you are well-dressed like that, they will say, it is a man of sartorial elegance. Big words, I tell you, sartorial elegance. I have the pleasure to introduce Mr. Victor Makowa.
Thank you very much. Those who don't know me,
I'm Victor Lehlohonolo Makgoa, but probably most of you knows me. Ke mohlakwana pholo e disema mailangwa thela sengwathana seleng sa maobane. Ke motareng ha e ja meriti the o thele menyane di otlwana. So today we are here to celebrate actually, ne? And we welcome every one of you who is here, who is present through these difficult times of pandemic, ne? But what is important is that referring from our historical literature, this was not a smooth journey, if I may say. Remember, I'm here, standing here, previously working as a community licensing officer from the previous contractor, which was Varanani. After Varanani left, Development Bank of South Africa appointed the Brawl consortium under the facilities management project, which is a different environment, is one of its kind. Ne? So there was this misunderstanding between ourselves as the community leaders and the Brawl consortium at large. Now I'm giving you the historical literature where this thing started. We then said, we see there's rooms of engagement, doors of engagements are open. Let's propose what we call a workshop amongst community leaders and the Brawl consortium management with the presence of who? DBSA and Public Works, to really understand what entails this project. But let me say and put it on the record to say we really appreciate the way DBSA has formulated this kind of a collaboration to say we need to empower our own communities, but we cannot just empower our communities without involving big players. Transformation is it's not an instant thing. Ne? We are here to address transformation. Transformation is where we take you through the processes, through the steps, and so on and so forth. In an African culture, here we celebrate, we do what we call mutomboti. And there are steps to do mutomboti. What I'm trying to say, this is not just a talk show. It's a commitment that the management made when we were in the workshop to say, let me quote Malcolm. Malcolm is the CEO of Brawl Property Group. Malcolm said, when he spoke to us, when he was presenting, he says, I'm looking to empower young black people, but sustainability, sustainable. Sustainability. Secondary to that, I'll quote Mr. Jacob from JM Cress, Facilities Management as well. He said, Rome was not built in one day. Remember? Indeed. Hence I'm saying, there's a case study in what these people they are doing. Remember, after the pandemic, the Economic Transformation Committee of the President said and make recommendations on how are we going to reconstruct our economy. One of the pillars to reconstruct the economy, the Economic Transformation Committee of the President was to say, go and galvanize and mobilize community for transformation processes. That's number one, the first pillar. Go and mobilize the communities to create jobs. The second one was expanded private-public partnership programs. PPP is there. Private-public partnership program is there. But they utilize the word expanded so that more public people must come to the space to create more jobs, isn't it? So we are very much happy to see that as South Africans, we are still transforming and we are a democratic state. which is governed by policies, system acts, legislated acts. But we are very happy to see that the Brawl consortium is complying to those acts. There's transformation, there's empowerment. Just to be honest and frank with you, on every one of you, there's no client here. You can see, building. But they committed to say, we are prepared to train them for now, to empower them, to upskill them, so that when the client come in, we'll be in a pool to utilize them, things of that nature. But I read really more. As community leaders, I was speaking to Malcolm when he enters here. They are committing to say, I was proposing something to say, Malcolm, we can go to the municipality. There are a lot of dilapidated buildings of the city. But this pool of graduates, as much as there's empowerments, you become consortiums whatsoever, build business people, then they come as a mentorship through this Brawl consortium. We commit to the municipality, to the infrastructure MEC to say, we are proposing this because of, we can't just sit and say we've got certificates, isn't it? We need to go there and look for empowerment. Empowerment will not come after us. We must go there and look for empowerment and greater opportunities. Facility management is a tool that is going to transform South Africa from where I'm standing, from where I can see. I'm utilizing my visionary leadership skills now to say there's future in facilities management, Mr. Solumko, Mrs. Nolan, whoever who is here. Because of, it was neglected for such a long time. Buildings are dilapidated. We had an engagement last week with the Minister Delil. But I don't want to get into the space of politicians because of it can be removed tomorrow. What needs to happen? We need to hold officials accountable. Officials accountable who, because of government for the people, by the people, to the people. We are the government as well. Don't undermine your presence here. But we really appreciate being incorporated. We are inclusive in this project, all of us. We are not neglected. Practical example, Varandani was here. Ne? I worked with them 3 years. Ne? They just left. You know what happened? I was supposed to be unemployed, without any form of skill, without any form of certificate. We have seen mayors, we have seen ministers becoming ordinary people because of they were just jawing money, forgetting about the future. So here we are given a tool to face the future. We are given a necessary tool to face our future. So let us comply, let us be obedient. This thing of hooliganism is no more. We are in a new democratic dispensation. We are in a new era. This thing of people will just come and say, we stop. Stop what? Stop the empowerment. You can't stop empowerment. So there's a commitment. There's a commitment from the Brawl Consortium Property Group, from Brawl Consortium to say, look, we are already prepared to work with you guys, but equally ourselves, we need to participate fully. We need to comply fully. On those words, I want to thank everyone. We are graduating today. I'm one of the graduators. Remember, in the presence of the consortium, there are components. Ne? There's BBCBE, there's Cress, there's Brawl Property Group. Brawl Property Group is the giant. It's been there in properties. You are still young. Most of you can Google them. But being the big giants, so what DBSA did was to say, look, no, you are the big giant. We see you've got everything. But there's this young man, Cress, which is Jacob. But Jacob, also there's BBCBE in a form of monitoring and evaluation for the process of community transformation. So we are part of the discussion. Don't think that our government is not thinking about us. It's a matter of how do we react, how do we respond to these processes. There's NYDA is there. But the challenge of NYDA, I've just stated with them to say, our country is a youthful country in terms of population dynamics. But when the minister is taking out the finances, the budgets, NYDA is given a minimum amount of money, whereas there's a pool of the needs analysis to empower young people. But young people are seated, they're doing nothing. We can't hold our government accountable. Why? Let's stand up and say we need more money in terms of youth empowerment. If we want to see the light of the day, let's stand up. Formally so in a proper way to seek more funds for NYDA. So that young people must be empowered. Because of young people, what you do, you just come here, you want to be a businessman before skill. Let us skill ourselves first. That is why most of you are skilled, you are professional painters. Then you must go and look for a job of painting as a business person. Because of you are a professional painter. Let us use the right tool for the right job. So that we move South Africa forward. Thank you very much. Clap hands for Victor again. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. In the desk that we are running, Victor is doing social facilitation. He is doing a great job. Going forward, we are going to introduce the next speaker. Remember, we collaborate with organizations in order for us to reach the community out there. For us to do the process of transformation, we need collaboration with DPWI. One of them is the National Construction Incubator. Total Facility Management will ask you or challenge you and says, we don't need construction. We are doing facilities management. I wrote a research paper that integrates both. No TFM, no construction. No construction, no facilities management. They are not divorced. They are not separated. They become one. They are one and they collaborate. So in those ways, I would like our CEO just to stand up in order for us to give her a grace and clap hands. Ms. Pat Chalwa, our CEO of the National Construction Incubator. I'd like to confirm that Tabiso, can you stand up? Tabiso is running the incubator in Atteridgeville. Some of his learners are here. There are learners here. He took them through, we had to go with them as Brawl consortium. And the incubator, we took them through plastering, we took them through painting as well, we took them through building as well. So we are already partnering with NCI, even though we haven't as yet signed anything. But, however, I'm going to let our great group chairperson or chairman of the board for the National Construction Incubator, Umnumzana Ulindani Dlomo Yemyem isikhathi ngesakho Madiba sukuma ngezinyawo ngwenya yezulu nguwe siyakubonga. Thank you.
Program Director, thank you very much for the introduction. First of all, may I extend an apology for coming late, for joining this important session so late. We have been busy throughout the day. We are just direct from Atteridgeville at the incubator there. And it's not in any way disrespectful of such a wonderful occasion. May I take this time to greet the leadership and Management Directorate of Brawl. May I also greet all the community leaders who are present here today, and also management from different organizations that are attending this wonderful occasion today. And lastly but not least, the graduates who are going to receive their certificates today. I greet you all. There may be guests. I think they are also greeted as well. I won't be long, but as the program director has indicated, I am from the National Construction Incubator. The National Construction Incubator, as the name stands, is an incubator which incubates people who are in business and those who are starting their business to be really equipped to face the challenges in the construction sector. Starting a business or even running a business is a challenge on its own. Once you start, you realize that you'll have sleepless nights. When everything is going well, it will be good. But when the end of the month comes, or even at end of the week, when people are expecting to be paid, you'll be the one who will run without a salary or a wage. But nevertheless, the world wouldn't be having so many businesses if it were not for those people who have given themselves time to run the business. So as an incubator, looking at construction, we are aware of the broadness of the sector that we are in. Just a moment ago, there was a reference on facilities management. That indicates the broadness of this sector. And it also indicates that even within that facilities management, all the minds, the young minds that are here can find something new. If it were not for those who are able to learn something and build something from it, the world wouldn't be like this. So just the bit of knowledge that you gain and you learn more and more, you look out there and you see something, it triggers something that has been planted in your mind, and the talent kicks in, the skill kicks in, and something new comes up. If it were not for the inventions, we wouldn't be having development and inventions and innovation even in the construction sector. If we plant a seed, the seed grows, and I believe in one mind it may grow if you have learned what you have mastered. So at one point somebody said, education is what remains when all what has been learned has been forgotten. I don't know whether I'm clear on that one. You may have learned biology, you may have learned geography, but what will remain as you go out there, it will be what you mastered when this training was going on in painting, and experience will be added, and something new will come up. We'll have new painters and new equipment which will come out of this. Because you'll be able to come up with gadgets. You have access to the computer world, and you'll be able to come up with something. Now, with the knowledge that you have acquired today, it's possible for South Africa to have new gadgets that have never been seen before. And looking at various agencies of government, I'm just thinking of TIA, Technology Innovation Agency, which is always looking at new ideas, innovative ideas. One may confidently say, you can come up with something and present it to them. But as the National Construction Incubator, it's possible to mold your mind, look at something that you can work on in your own corner. We read and we learn about so many people that have been able to come up with something. Now and then, I always think about Steve Jobs. I think about so many other people who have been able to come up with something that has never been seen, that have changed the whole world thinking. If it were not for them, the world wouldn't be thinking like this today. So they are not any different from any one of you, as you will be receiving those certificates today. The seed has been planted. I must get back to that. The National Construction Incubator, we have an office here in Atteridgeville, the branch. If we say it is finished, it is completed, we would be telling lies, because it would mean that we have done everything. There is a lot that is still developing in that branch. And some of it would be demanded by you as you graduate today. Because as you come up, you are telling us that there is a need for this from the community of Atteridgeville and the community of Tshwane as a whole. So we'll be told by you that there is demand, and when we look at that, and Tshwane will never be the same again. We have offices here. We have a branch, again, in Ekurhuleni. We also have an office in Durban. We have an office in Gqeberha in PE and East London. So we also have presence in Limpopo. So as it is, everywhere we have area managers. As Tabiso Mr. Matla has been introduced to you, he is the brainchild and that we are relying on here. And our CEO, Pat Chalwa, is always coming up with new ideas, and we are really encouraging her. We are behind her as a force to make sure that construction is never the same again. And we are looking forward to a formalized partnership with Brawl, because we believe without partnership we'll remain a failure. Because we'll only rely on what we have within our own corner. Brawl is a giant in this sector. And being part of Brawl, we believe we'll be able to think even out of the box. Because as it is, we haven't finished the scope that we have. And I believe with these words, you can talk about what you have. One day I spoke about competence. With the certificates that you are going to get today, to receive, it's a demonstration of competence, but it's not proof that you are really competent. The proof will be when you utilize what you have acquired today. So it creates confidence, and you'll face anyone and produce your certificate and say, I have this qualification. But when you put it into good use, or you explore ways of putting it into use, it will be then that we'll be happy with you. I may not know you by name, and we may not even, those who are in leadership may not know you by name, but you have a name. And you can register it in the book of life and say, I'm the one who came up with this. Even if it may not be recognized right now, but something that you do today may be the foundation of the future generations. At times, I asked some learners when I was talking to them about the 10-year plan, where do you think you'll be in 10 years from now? Just imagine what year it will be. Or 10 years ago, where were you? And 10 years from now, where will you be? But it will be determined by what you started doing today. 10 years, it will be 2031. How old will you be? What new achievements will you have? It's up to you. And most of the answers lie in your hands and lie in your mind. I always say in closing, we know this world through our sense organs. By seeing, by sight, we are able to register a face and build something, see shapes, see everything. And that builds something in us that we can emulate and then that we can build from. By hearing, some come up with new tunes, by just hearing someone talking as we are talking. There are so many people who are talking, but you'll just pick some words that will mean something to you and you only. And if you use those words skillfully, they'll help you. By touch, you know the different textures, and you sometimes you'll work on a smoother surface or a rough surface, but all because you can feel the texture. Moving on, and even in taste, some people come up with food and different tastes. Some like the bitter taste, sweet taste, and anything. But all with one mind, I believe, with managing facilities as the foundation, you can move on. And you may not finish it. We may not exhaust it. Those who came before us were able to build the foundation which we see today. Sitting on furniture, sitting on that somebody thought we cannot just sit on a stone. I'm just saying that you can come up with anything new that nobody else has ever thought of. But we rely on you, young as you are, and with so many years to live. Never give up and move on. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chairman, for your wise words, words of wisdom. Now we are going to move with speed. Time is against us. We are going to start with the procession now. We would like to call Mr. Solumko and our CEO of Brawl Consortium to come forward. So we are going to call your names as we have rehearsed so that you can come and take your certificates. So we are going to make sure that Mr. Solumko and our CEO, please give them a round of applause.
Moloko Rejoice Ramokgopa, Mandla Basim Tweni, Pindile Shai, Given Kenneth Mtombeni, Wandile Msiza, and Siabonga Bayi. And the second row can just line up.
Got Justin Morena, self-management and emotional intelligence, labor relations and office keeping. Edgar Ramopuputla, office keeping, labor relations and self-management and emotional intelligence. Nelisiwe Masilela, basic painting. Shai, basic painting. Sipati Masoha, basic painting. Nelly Nangambi, basic painting. We've got Dakalo Murabi, basic painting. Pedro can come through. Hendrika Block, self-management, office keeping and labor relations. Gonte Masemola, it's got self-management, labor relations and office keeping. Mpo Marema, labor relations, office keeping and self-management. Nobutle Funani, basic painting. Babaula Wendy Williams, basic painting. Sfiso Matlangu, office keeping. We've got Tavos Kosana, office keeping, labor relations, and self-management and emotional intelligence. Jeff Masemola, office keeping, labor relations, and self-management and emotional keeping. The next row can come through. We've got Daniel Yika, basic painting. Spamandla Dlunge, self-management, emotional intelligence, labor relations, and office keeping. Pinky Masemola, office keeping, labor relations, and self-management and emotional intelligence. Christina Koketo Malema, labor relations, office keeping, and self-management. Rhea Baloyi, office keeping, labor relations, and self-management and emotional intelligence. Machawena Machaola, office keeping, labor relations, self-management, and emotional keeping. We've got Karabo Leonard Baloyi. Next row, you can come over. Karabo Leonard Baloyi, self-management, emotional care, labor relations, and office keeping. After Karabo, we've got Clement Matoha. He's got labor relations, self-management, and emotional and self-management in emotional care. Solani Mabena, self-management in emotional care, labor relations and office keeping. Sylvester Mashala, office keeping, labor relations and self-management in emotional care. Temoso Machila, office keeping, labor relations, self-management and emotional care. Floyd Baloi, office keeping, self-management, labor relations. We've got Floyd. We've got Tulile Sambo, labor relations, office keeping, self-management and emotional care. And last one here, we've got Eunice Mbowani, office keeping, labor relations and self-management. Next row, we've got Teboho Polahana, labor relations, office keeping, self-management and emotional care. After him, we've got Letlogonolo Monchana, office keeping, labor relations and self-management care. Teboho, then Letlogonolo. After Letlogonolo, we've got Sibongile Ngomezulu, self-management, labor relations and office keeping. We've got Tologelo Nakedi Mpaketani, basic painting. Catherine Mtsweni, self-management, office keeping and labor relations. Tendo Tendani, self-management, labor relations and office keeping. Then we've got Elizabeth Ika. Next row, Elizabeth Ika, basic painting. After it's Lufuno Mudua, basic painting. Palenda Koko Mboweni. Then we've got Rachel Mompati, basic painting. Then Mr. Makoba.
Thank you. Can we get a round of applause for everybody? We are happy. We are happy to see that. Now, we do have other programs as well. Can I say this? This was our first year. Our coming year will be focusing strictly on technical issues. We need to train our young people. Remember, we need to do HVAC, aircon, air conditioning. We need to train our young people on other skills like fire detection. Those are critical skills. Come January, come February, we will be focusing on critical skills. Other skills such as architectural design. Okay. Now, what we have been doing, we were only preparing the mindset of yourselves. Remember, when we do emotional care, self-management, we are building a model that when it goes to other higher courses, it should be ready. Let me not waste time. We do have a group, project management. We have gone through another course, project management level 2. We had to look at SMMEs. We had to look at women. We had to look at physically challenged individuals. We had to look at the community. We had to look at our own internal employees. In that regard, Itu, bring the certificates. The project management. Project management, we will start with number 1.
My turn. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Noloyiso Ndwana. I'm the CEO of Brawl Consortium, and I felt this one, I need to hand over the certificates to my team. I must say I'm really happy at this time. I'm very excited with the training that took place. We need to equip our people at all costs. So at this stage, Brawl Consortium team, get ready. I'll be calling your names. This is project management training, level 2. The certificate, I would like to call upon Austin Katleho Mahlangu. Must I tell the audience that you guys copied? One morning I got to the office. I was very early. Apparently they were given an assignment to complete. I would see these people are busy doing something and I could not see what they were doing. And eventually I called the facilitator and said, your guys are copying here. They were sharing notes, but it's fine. I'm not complaining. The next student is Vivek Singh. Project management. Congratulations.
Hope you're not the one.
I am Mazur. Who's new? The next candidate is Neil Alindorf Mester. Neil. Congratulations. Smile for the camera. Tabang Kipe. Leadership last. Matsatsi Bella Bodibe. She's one of our SMMEs. We're providing training to them as well. The next candidate is Mr. Temba Shembe. Leadership right there. Congratulations, Temba. I hope you will not copy. This time, the next certificate is going to Mr. Victor Lihlohonolo Mohoa. Leadership. Leadership. He did not copy, I promise you, with his big English. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
In continuation, we've got Kevin Maisela, basic painting. Kevin Maisela, basic painting. Then we're going into some of the pro members. We've got Tabankibe, project management, basic painting, basic fall arrest technician, fire marshal, facilities management, she representative, introduction to OHS and construction regulations. Bela Budibe, basic painting skills. Robin Adams, basic painting skills. Robin Adams. Alupeli Lupondo, basic skills painting. Rachel Malete, basic painting. Siabulela Matle Duru, basic painting. Simon Ramukoma, basic painting skills, air conditioning and refrigeration technology, fire marshal and construction regulation.
Simon has just gone out. He's one of our technicians. His certificates are here. He did air conditioning and HVAC. Next year, when we do HVAC, he will be the one who will be coordinating the whole entire process. So he's not in our midst.
Norman Makubu, safety in workplace, basic painting, fire marshal, power tools, she representative, basic firefighter, first aid, construction regulation, incident investigation, HIRA, and introduction to OHS Act. Vusi Ngwane, basic painting. Katlego Austin Matlangu, basic painting, fire marshal, construction regulation, introduction to OHS, facility management, and safety in workplace.
Hoza Matlangu. Round of applause. Our young internal employees.
This certificate will be awarded to Itumeleng Mpa for self-management and emotional care, labor relations, incident investigation, basic firefighter, supervisor training. Woo! Sekaka.
Itu Impa was doing induction to most of our students, and occupational health and safety induction was conducted by Itu. So we're transferring the skills. Time for awards. Time for awards. Surprise. Surprise.
Okay. This one, the certificate, it's for the best dedicated student. And it goes to any guess? Neil Alindo Hofmeister. Congratulations.
Neil was using the taxis to come and attend the course. At some stage, he had no money for transport. He had to use one of our women for a lift. He is currently unemployed, looking for employment. He just graduated project management as well. Thank you.
This certificate of award will be handed over to one of our SME development company. The company name is Real ArcJ College. Congratulations. I'm so excited when I see a lot of female coming through. She's the lady that's part of our SME development program as a Brawl consortium. They've got an architectural college that they opened recently from the training they got from the Brawl consortium. Congratulations.
Thank you. These are our young kids that we have taken through SME development, as our CEO has indicated. They've now opened a college. We're looking forward next year, some of our learners will be attending that college through Brawl consortium.
The next certificate of award goes to our best supplier development. You have graduated as painters, you got certificates, but it wouldn't have happened without our suppliers that partnered with the Brawl consortium. We'd like to give the certificate to SA Paint Distributors as our best supplier development. Congratulations.
This is the company, which is a young black company. They are manufacturing paint. Stevenson has taken them through the process of manufacturing paint. We as Brawl consortium, we are using their paint as black young people who are developed by Brawl consortium.
Okay, we're here to provide skills to make sure that when Brawl consortium leaves this area, you are able to take over and be your own people or small companies that continue from where we live. Now, this certificate is a certificate of competence, COC, electrical. You cannot wire and issue a COC if you have not completed this training. At this stage, I would like to call upon Mr. Silo Richard Maja, who has received a certificate of competence for wireman's license. Congratulations, but thank you. Victor, when he was talking here, giving a speech earlier, he did highlight that it was not, we did not start at a good note. And I believe that without him, as Brawl consortium, we would not be here, sitting here and celebrating the achievements. The certificate of award that I'll be calling It's for the best social facilitator. I would like, Your Honor, His Excellency, Mr. Victor Mocha.
We just want to finalize on project management. We were testing your emotions. That if you were not called, you think your name is here. No, your name is here. That's why we do emotional intelligence. We do have your certificate. Our CEO will take over.
I think he thought he failed. Maybe he copied wrongly. I would like to call upon Robin Adams to receive his certificate for project management. We're still continuing with project management level 2. Alupeli Qaqamba Lupondo. They call her Alu. Siyabulela Mahle Duru. Sleeping on the job. Siya, congratulations. The last one is Cheryl Moodley.
Cheryl was the one who was transporting our physically challenged individual. They came to attend the course together. Thank you, Cheryl.
You know, when you study as a group, the performance is evaluated for everyone. There will be the least performing student, and there will be the best performing student. This certificate of award, it's for the best performing student, and I'm not sure if, you know, when kutwa umlenze akunamlenze ongenadolo, I don't know how you translate that into English, but akunamlenze ongenadolo. This certificate goes to Ms. Alupeli Qaqamba Lupondo as the best performing student. Victor, kanga kope. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Round of applause. Thank you, thank you. This was just a mini showcase. Our next event, we've got a surprise for you. Our next event, we as MDV Viable Projects, on behalf of Brawl Consortium, we're going to host another event. We have signed an MOU with Department of Public Works. We have signed an MOU with the Department of Public Works. In that MOU, we are going to make sure that you are placed. Clap hands, you are going to be placed. We will try by all means that you are going to be placed. Now, let me tell you the secret. Through BBCBE membership, their corporate, through other stakeholders, we are going to host a number of companies They will come here. We've got another podium, the other side. All different kinds of disciplines, all different kinds of companies will be here. We will give you a date. Do not despair. Be inspired. Those companies will be here. You engage with them, with your experience or with your need. I like what NYDA has said. If you can also make sure that you just join them for a week for free, just to go and gather experience is very critical. So we are going to host a number of companies where you will interact and engage with them through your own discipline or through your own skill. Round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. We acknowledge, before I acknowledge the president of BBCBE, I would like to acknowledge we've got BSS. It is one of our companies that is dealing with cleaning. Remember, we do have those who did office keeping. BSS is here in the house. They are not going to say anything. I'm acknowledging them. They are one of those companies which will make sure that you get a job. Thank you. Thank you. Our president of Black Business Council in the built environment is in the house. So he is going to give us some word of wisdom, some encouragement, some mentoring to us. In a split of a second, within 10 to 15 minutes, he will say something. Can we welcome Mr. Denny Maseminyi, President of Black Business Council in the built environment?
Good afternoon. Bravose, I'm just taking this mic and I've seen that you have not sanitized it. In the midst of the fourth wave, just today we're being listed, from UK. If we are planning to travel there, it won't be happening. Let me take this opportunity to acknowledge the past president of BBCBE, Ntate Khole, Ntate Jacob from JM Solution, Ntate Malcolm from Brawl, and the three we constitute a Brawl consortium. And I'm surprised, Bravosi, I thought when I walk in here, I'll find, the room painted in red and white. So maybe, as you have promised in your next event, we'll make sure that not only you, is wearing red, white, and black, everyone who's receiving the award. Let's just make sure that we improve on that brand. Secondly, let me apologize. As you know, when you are the president, you are deployed. And I think in terms of time, I had to address another empowerment seminar before I come here, where we should have started at 9. Unfortunately, it started late, and then everything got delayed. We have to applaud, this event, and not only applauding this event, but also to make sure that, the certificates that we received today, they don't end up, gathering dust. They are put into full use, and we also appreciate that there is an initiative already, to make sure that our students who received awards, they will be placed. And I also have to acknowledge our clients, DPWI and DBSA, for having given the Brawl consortium, this opportunity, and for the board of Brawl consortium having made sure that this opportunity, it filters down to everyone. It is important that we make sure that everyone benefit. And what we need to take note is that in various skills, in particular the construction sector, when you are trained and you are not given an opportunity, to exercise the skills that you have attained, you might find that by the time you get an opportunity, the same skills have gone out of the window. So while we are waiting for placement, it is important that you just identify any construction site. You don't say, I'm looking for a job. You just tell them, show them the certificate. I'm available, to make sure that I employ my skills voluntarily. Remember, when you volunteer, the volunteer, can be converted into some sort of in-service training, maybe with a stipend, and at some stage, maybe with some sort of a permanent employment. So let us not just sit home and say we have the certificates. Let us make sure that we become involved in in-service training, because we all know that most of us, we have the certificates, but we don't have the experience. And many companies, they don't want to pay people who just come with no experience. So through volunteering, that is another way that we can make sure that we garner that experience that is required. And again, I think it is a message to the construction industry, to make sure that when we employ, we make sure that we employ the citizens of South Africa for the skills that are not scarce. I think that is a challenge that we are having, and mostly we come across this challenge in the private sector. The many high-rise buildings that we see mushrooming all over the cities. When you go there, you'll realize that most of the people that are employed there to be dagger boys, to be painters, to be bricklayers, they are not coming from South Africa. And what we are saying as a country is that we need to make sure, that the policy has been developed. And that policy that has been developed, government will not be coming after us, to try and make sure that we follow. The policy is there. People who are not from South Africa, they will be given an opportunity to work in the country, provided they are bringing their scarce skills. I think that is very clear. And we also welcome the initiative from the National Treasury. I think they have started already with the material. We know that at all government or state-funded projects, you are only allowed to use the local manufactured, cement, right? And I think we're going to take this process forward to try and amplify the policy. We'll be talking to Treasury to make sure that Treasury issue out another memo on all government-funded projects. Let's use local people. Why are you not applauding? But another thing is that let's not wait at the corner. Let's go out. These people, they wake up every day, they wait at the corner with their placards, electrician, plumbing, you name them, and they don't get tired. 7 days a week, they wait there with their placard while you are sitting at home, basking in the sun and waiting for that opportunity to come your way. Go and get the opportunity. It is very much important. So in all the skills that have been, you have been trained upon, even at home, you know, for those who have been trained to be painters, if, you know, it's festive season now, if your parents, they want to refurbish or renovate, volunteer or no, don't pay a painter. I'll do it myself, you see. And that is how you gain the experience, you know. And it is important that we really pick ourselves up as a community, as South Africans, you know, to make sure that we try to bridge the unemployment gap. And again, I think you are aware that South Africa is the most unequal country in the world. I'm not sure now, but 2019, the research done by World Bank were the most unequal country in the world. We're at the top. And how did they arrive at that conclusion? Is that in South Africa, 20% of South Africans, they control 70% of the wealth in the country. That cannot be normal. In South Africa, we'll find that a white male CEO salary per annum, by that time, it could pay 500 women who are paid 2,500 rand per month. That cannot be normal. And how do we make sure that we try, you know, to bridge the gap? It's not obviously going to happen overnight, but we need to try and bridge this gap by making sure that we develop more entrepreneurs. It's not everyone who's born to be an entrepreneur. Some of us who are born to work, who are careerists, but we need to differentiate between being a careerist and being an entrepreneur. But most of us, if we cannot find employment, then we want to become entrepreneurs, you know, and that there is a difference between the two. And I have to indicate that from my own organization, this week, we just had an incubator program, a tender from Department of Infrastructure and Development from Gauteng. And, you know, to my surprise, and the chairperson is there, I wanted to know how many have submitted. And to my surprise, I found that our youth, 0 have submitted. But they are business people within the organization. The first thing, maybe what we need to check is that when you say you are a business person, we need to take you to an induction so that you understand what does that mean. Because business and coming across an opportunity, those are two different things. And it happens. And that is why today, at CIDB, grade 1 companies, we have over 5,000 grade 1 companies. But when you filter those companies, you know, 90% of them, they are not entrepreneurs. They are job seekers. And I can talk about this from comfortably because I'm a board member sitting at CIDB. This is what we discuss every day. But we don't want to block opportunities, you know, but at least be able to identify what is it that you want to do in your career or whether you want to be a business person. You cannot be a business person without complying, you know, with the minimum business requirements. So on that note, my role today is to thank everyone, starting with our graduates for having taken your time. And I've heard that some did not even have, you know, money for transport, you know, to come for training. But for me, I don't see that as a hurdle, you know. The very same people that were complaining that they are taking our jobs, they've introduced the bicycle transport. Every day, coming from our township, they cycle to work, you know. And that means that you cannot say, I'm not able to do 1, 2, 3 because I don't have money, you know. So we'd like to thank our graduates. Make sure that that certificate does not gather dust. Put it to use, and if there is no open opportunity, volunteer yourself. There are a lot of construction sites, and I think they will be pleased, to make use of your free service. Secondly, let me thank Bravosi from MD Training for having given you guys an opportunity, and I think there is still more that is going to happen, and as a consortium, let's make sure that when the opportunities comes and we need people to come and do some skills, so this database should be the first that we visit. And not only the consortium, even ourselves as partners in the consortium, as BBC, if we come across other projects, we have to make sure that we tap on this database. Our big brother, Brawl, they have more projects than BBCBE. In those projects, let us make sure, Mr. Malcolm, that we tap on this database. Our target should be that at least in every household, there has to be a breadwinner. That should be our target. That is the only way we can try, to turn our country, as you can see, and through our observation, is that gradually our country is becoming a socialist state. There's been the 350 for unemployed people. Now there is talk of basic income. For me, is that, these grants, there are people who really need these grants. But there are people who are going to be discouraged to go and look for work, banking, that they will get these grants. If all of us are able to contribute, to the economy of this country, then this country will be a better country and will at least have jobs for everyone. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, let me take this opportunity also to thank our clients, TPWI, and to thank our clients, DBSA, and all the participants, all the support staff who have made sure that this event become a success. Thank you very much.
Lastly, on closing, we'd like to thank you, our president, and we would like to acknowledge as well our stakeholder partner of BBCBE, where he sits. The CIDB, you can see outside, is in the house. The Construction Industry Board. For a second, we requested the Construction Board not to charge our young individuals who want to register. We need to cancel that. Victor said it, we must go there. If we toy, let it be. For the plight of our people, our young black people who cannot even afford a taxi, who cannot even pay the registration fee, let us look whether we can allow them to scrap the registration fee for our database. Thank you. Now, we are closing now. Before we close, the last 4 people, our SMMEs, they're going to stand up and come forward. NYDA is going to take them through. Monica Shekwana, Jacqueline Matsidiso, come forward. Flora Ramokopa, Hazel Mdalose, and Mariama Semola. I'd like you to come and have a photo with our NYDA from next month or January. start to interact. Let us start training. These are our SMMEs, women in Tshwane, who are being developed by Brawl consortium. We are not giving them certificates for now because we still have to take them through all other processes. So can they all come for photo shoot and they will be getting their certificates, I think, next year. They still have a long way to go. These are our women, SMME women. We're still going to have more. Some of them are still in our midst. So can we just give them a round of applause? They will be going for training. NYDA is going to train our women to empower them. Dr. K, for closing, come please. Now we are going to close. The protocol is as follows. As soon as we close, our executive will be sitting at the boardroom for their meals. For us, we will be having another slot at the podium that side for all the learners. And the other thing is what we are going to do. The exhibition is still on. We can still interact. We can still go and get some more information pack outside. Then we're going to have our meals on your right for all our learners, and for our executive, we're going to have our meals at the boardroom. I thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me take this opportunity to thank everybody who has made this venture successful. The most important person, you see this lady with this colorful face mask, Mrs. Ntwana. She is the CEO of Brawl Consortium. She's the boss as far as these activities. She is bigger than the white man that other side. Do you understand? So she is the one who has made this. She's the one who's coordinating all. She's the one who's making sure that you get the training. You understand? So we are grateful to her for making this venture successful. We are grateful also to the consortium itself, the members of the consortium. We want to thank for nursing this people so that in the end they are able to be where they are today. And we thank everybody who has participated in the program to make it successful. Even tomorrow when we call you to come and say we've got this kind of thing, please support so that we can become successful. Together we can.
Are we invited to their party?
The people who are sitting here in front, I've got their telephone numbers. If you want to invite them to your parties, please see me after this. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. Let us allow the executive to leave first and then we can leave later. Thank you very much.
You can be seated. Let's wait for the executive to go out. Let's wait for executive to go. Then we will interact thereafter. But yeah. So you can come and have your envelopes to put in your certificates. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You collect it. You can use collected with registration forms, COVID registration forms, bring them forward and put them here.
Against the wall.
I think that will help you guys. Use that. Let's meet on my side.
And we're hoping that you can be the channel to start with us because we really want to. Thanks for always availing yourself for the BBCBE. Yeah? The second time is here.
Never seen the middle shoot.
Next.
Good afternoon. We've reached the end of the stream service. As you can see, it's now photo shoots and whatnot. So thank you so much for tuning in. Brought to you by Dignified. We partnered with Kaluz Technologies. Thank you so much for tuning in. Signing out.